Jacob.
Yeah.
I just spent the entire day cleaning our camper, and I want to film a video of it while it looks so beautiful, because it's never going to look this pretty ever again.
It's not going to look this pretty ever again. Great. Sorry, I just was
taking a nap.
Yeah, just working on some last minute. Alright, let's just...
The awkward silence. Welcome to our camper. I wanted to do a little tour of our camper. Since we renovated it, we bought it used, and we live in it full time. It's just like such an awesome camper.
So we're gonna show you just a little camper tour.
Yeah.
First off, on the outside, this is where I keep sewer hose, water hose, and currently all my bow and arrow supplies. And we have our board strap. So come on. All right, so we're in the camper. Hopefully you can see. So I'm gonna start off first with a tour of the living room, because this is kind of my dominion, my little man cave where I hang out, where I do stuff.
Also where I hang out and where I do stuff.
Well, you're more in the kitchen, so
hey!
Chloe will get to the kitchen next, but I'm gonna start off first. So first of all, this used to be a little bunk bed / storage. We tore it out, and we got our instrument storage right here. We got a guitar, bass, violin. We got our amp right here. It's all easy access for busking. This is our whole busking setup bag. We got some other stuff in the truck. We got some book boxes right here. What?
This is just fun.
Okay, we got some book boxes right here. This is where we keep it. The goal that Chloe, I mean, we're both gonna say this over and over and over. On this camper life, the way that we run it is simple as best. The least amount of stuff, the better. So we try to keep it super chill. I have to have the space, like pretty much, maybe not deep clean, but we have the space very cleared out at all times, or else I get really stressed out. So it's just good for the mental health. We have Chloe's art corners, but she'll explain all that. So this is the living room. We have this little table. You can take this table off. We sometimes do that for more space. We got a little couch. Chloe's dad made this table from a piece of, I think... oak or some hardwood. He actually made this table for us when we were having our wedding. Like right around that time, he made this for us for our camper. So I'll show you a little bit real quick. The table kind of comes off like that. Yeah, you just put it in here.
We can kind of turn it around.
Yeah, soon I'm gonna actually bring it like this, putting it there, and then we'll kind of like, yeah, basically like kind of bulging in here, and then having it so it's just a little more spacious, and then it'll just kind of be there, and we can have storage under here or whatnot. But anyway, so that's the table. All
of these cushions were covered by Jacob's mom. Shout out to Rhoda. We'll put some clips in here of the renovation process. So we're making these cushions, and Rhoda is helping us because she's an expert seamstress. And we have this incredible fabric. We went to 3 fabric stores, couldn't find anything. This is like
you gotta move. Move.
Phantom.
Up. There you go. Good boy.
We've got a little place for my bow. We're screwed in some screws, and I literally just keep it with some hair bands set right there with the bathroom, Chloe's art, and then our map of the country, which you guys have seen tons of times.
This is our bathroom door, by the way.
This is the bathroom door. This, I'll show you real quick. We have a full shower. It's not the prettiest right now, but it doesn't need to be. So now I'm gonna film Chloe, and she's gonna show you a little bit of the kitchen.
Cool. So this is my lovely kitchen. I have so much counter space. I can't even fit a whole plate right here. But I've got an amazing 3-burner propane stove. So I do all the cooking right here. I usually just use these 2 burners because I keep all our fruit and vegetable in this nice little basket. All of our dishes, every time I would try to put them up here in the cabinets at the beginning of our journey, multiple times they would bust out of the cabinet. Like literally the plates would hit the cabinet door, shatter all over the floor. So I keep all our dishes in a little dish rack. As you can see, we only have 2 plates, 1 bowl, a mug. That's about all you need. We've been through so many dishes at this point, it's like ridiculous.
From broken dishes.
Yeah, they just break themselves. I got my little spice rack here, got my little tea rack here. I managed to keep a couple of plants alive in the corner. And then this is like our little vitamin C station. This is our vitamin C that we take every day.
Some rocks, miscellaneous stuff in there.
Yeah. Then for the cabinets, they're a total mess. But I have a little bit of a system. This used to be snacks. This used to be pasta and grain, tea and honey, and then baking stuff in there. But basically, I just tell Jacob that I have a system and that I'll put away all the groceries. And then I remember where everything is, even though it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And then I keep all our canned goods and our pots and pans in this handy little thing. As you can see, it's packed full right now. But yeah, so that's all my kitchen storage. My main workspace, so I actually have a decent amount of prep space right here. One of my favorite things about the kitchen, my little utensil rack. So this is all of my baseline needs utensils. I don't even use half of them, but they're just hanging right here if I ever need them. Super convenient, saves so much space. I'll probably do this when I have a real kitchen someday. They're all from the dollar store. This used to be like a hideous, disgusting, I don't know, 2000s fake wood thing. This used to be carpet, and we replaced it with a nice little wooden butcher box, so it's easy to sweep and all of that.
Here, film me now. So down here, we've got two 5.5 to, I think they're about 6 gallons. Heavy duty water jugs. This is where we fill up water at like, basically just like water stations, fill them up, keep them in there. Right down here, we have a little, basically like a little toolbox that goes deep in there. And I've got tons of like tools, miscellaneous, just honestly like
most of the cabinet is taken up by the propane canister outside, but it's...
No, this isn't the propane,
Yeah,
this is, I think this is water.
No, that's propane.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The water tank is down here.
Anyway, whatever. It's got a lot of stuff. It's got duct tape, all kinds of stuff, screw tools. We got a little radio right here.
Built-in speakers!
I'll show you a quick little tour of the fridge, or maybe Coach do that, but anyway.
It's horrendous.
So we got raw milk right here.
Raw
as
milk,
always.
raw milk.
Prepping. Anyway, so in the fridge,
It's a mess.
I mean, we've got a ton of stuff.
We
the
can't
fridge.
fit that much stuff in the fridge.
Right, but this is the fridge. It's amazing.
And
like,
this is our freezer.
freezer up here.
If you wanna-
That's how much storage space we have. Not that much.
Okay, let me talk about the storage space. But basically, because our freezer is so small, we can't store that much meat. So we can only store like a week to 2 weeks worth of meat in the freezer, which kind of sucks if you want to be off the grid for that long.
So look, I'll show you what. Like that's about how much space. We got one beef in there. So.
Cauliflower rice.
As you can see, it's not that big. Did you explain this enough about the fridge you wanted?
Runs off propane?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you can fit, you know, we have a ton. We have eggs, bread. Like, you can fit a lot of stuff in here. Just not like a ton of stuff. It runs off of AC, propane, and DC. We only run it off of propane because that's the best. But yeah, like Chloe said, I mean, we only have probably like 4 or 5 days of beef in there.
Beef, 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 beef.
And then we can fit chicken, eggs. We can fit about a week's worth of food in our fridge, as you can see right here.
But it's just not ideal.
And that's just kind of it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna hand it off to Chloe, and she's gonna show you the bed area.
Can't sit up straight in it, except if you go right here. This is the only place you can sit up straight. Everywhere else, you're gonna be bonking your head. Oh, there's something in my foot.
Just leave it for now.
Well, I had to get out. It was poking me. This is all of our shirts. My shirts, Jacob's shirts. We kind of share the bin. We really had to cut back on clothes, and it's kind of annoying having to wear the same thing every day. But hey, we switch it out sometimes. This is our craft cabinet. It's such a mess. Basically,
Take it back there.
yeah, we keep like music producing supplies in here. I have all my lino cut supplies in here. Knitting stuff, paper stuff.
On this side here, this is where we keep pants and tank tops. This is where we keep pants, stuff like that. Shorts and socks.
Jacob made this whole this whole wooden
all
thing.
of this was just nothing. This was all just space.
It looked like this side.
All this little cabinet stuff. I put in all of this wood, cut it all up.
This used to be the most ugliest linoleum wallpaper you've ever seen. This is my little banner that I just printed. And this is an awesome thing. It's like our little sunroof. And the lever is broken right now, but we can pop it open whenever we want. The great outdoors.
I'll hold the camera. We gotta keep it closed because the bees are trying to destroy us. But we got a little thing in here where we keep treats. Marshmallows. Stuff like that. Chloe and I, we were...
Bless you.
So Chloe and I, we knew we were gonna get married.
Let it out.
So Chloe and I, we knew we wanted to get married early 2024. We ended up getting married in January. And so long story short.
Oh no.
Anyway, so we ended up getting married in 2024, January 5th. Basically, we knew we wanted to hit the road. And the story is we were looking for literally 4 months on Facebook Marketplace for vans, school buses. We ended up at the end of it. I'll tell you a quick story. We went to go look for a schoolie in Pensacola, Florida. We drove about 11 hours with me, Chloe, and my dad. We looked at the schoolie and it was a bust, and
the brakes didn't work.
No.
The engine light came on right when we were looking at it.
Speaking of engine light, the battery's on, so we gotta finish this up.
Yeah, it was a bust.
So anyway, long story short, I ended up finding this truck camper. It's a 2000, the year 2000 truck camper.
Lance
It's
835.
It's a Lance 835 2000. I saw it on a truck. The first thing we did was buy a truck, and I bought an F250. It's a diesel truck. It runs off of diesel.
2011.
And you put diesel in the tank instead of gasoline. It's a 2011 diesel. Basically, I was trying to find something that would have enough, it would have enough pull, would have a big enough payload to handle this camper. This camper weighs about 2,200 pounds.
Way more than that. With all our stuff in it, it's probably like 3,000.
Yeah, it weighs a lot.
It's a lot.
And so I bought the truck, and then shortly after that, I found a camper that was sitting on the same truck. It was an F350, so pretty much the same truck, same size bed. Called the guy, messaged him on Facebook Marketplace. It was listed for $10K. I just had a good feeling about it. We ended up driving 10 hours from North Carolina up to Connecticut. In December, it was like rain, sleet, cold.
Rain and like New York City traffic. It was like crazy.
It was crazy.
And we got up there and we looked at this camper and it was in amazing condition. Like, this camper is literally older than me and all the electrical works.
Yep,
all
the
the
plumbing.
Propane heater.
Yep.
It's got this like propane fridge. Like, literally everything was in perfect condition within our price range.
And so it was all a new experience.
Obviously, it was hideous inside.
We're gonna switch to the phone camera. All right, switching over to the phone camera. My camera was about to die. I didn't want it to cut out. Yeah, so everything was in great condition. It checked all the lists of what we were looking for. It was small enough to fit in the bed of my truck. It had propane heater. It has an AC that we can run when we're plugged in. It had a battery. All the pumps worked. All of the lights worked. Everything was.
The biggest thing was it didn't have mold.
It didn't have mold.
When you're looking at older campers, a lot of them smell like super musty and moldy. Yep. And you just do not want that.
Yep.
You do not want that. So we got really blessed because it doesn't have mold.
Thankfully, it's just been really nice to like live in this camper and know that it's just really clean. It was really well taken care of. The guy had it and he was just using it for beach trips, going fishing and driving out on the beach with it. But yeah, it's just been in awesome condition. Everything just, I mean, we have our lights. We've put some wear and tear, but it's just nice to know. We have our little pump right here. This is like our freshwater, gray water, black water. It's just nice to know that we've got running water. We live in here. We fully functionally live in this camper, and it's uncomfortable sometimes, but overall it's not to the point where you're like, get me out of here. Like, it's livable. I just wanted to hit on why we got a truck camper. Some of the reasons why we got a truck camper. One, I can stand. And I can stand decently. A lot of the vans that we were looking at, you had to put a topper on it, and even then it was just hard to stand in. Two, it's way wider than a van.
Way wider.
So you've got tons of space in here.
Which is kind of annoying if you're driving in the city or that kind of thing, but it, like, in terms of like comfortability, like, it's amazing.
Two, we wanted to do off-roading with it, so that has been a little bit of a problem that I'll probably get into in another video. We're talking about overlanding and stuff like that, but we can get off dirt roads. I mean, I'll show you the road that we're on right now. It was rutted as crap, and you just go slow, and it's a little bit rocky. We chose this over a schoolie. Although a schoolie would be great, a schoolie seemed a little bit harder to get up mountain roads, to go on dirt roads. Unless you have a really souped up engine, it just seemed like the smart move to have a really good truck that is made to pull things.
Right, and if our camper was a little smaller, I think we would have no problem with the off-roading.
Yeah.
Like, our camper, it's not the smallest. There's like with the Lance, there's the 6 series, the 8 series, and then like the 10 and up series. So we're kind of in the medium zone for campers.
Right.
I think if we were definitely a little smaller, it would be like no problem at all going off-roading. It's just slow.
And that's the thing, is like, you kind of just have to decide, do you want a bigger rig that can be a little bit more top heavy and a little bit more rocky, or do you want a smaller rig that you can take into tight spaces, and after like crazy rocky roads, you're going to be a little bit more of like a weekend adventurer and not a full-time liver.
And also, like, I think that there's tons of little tiny off-roading rigs, but they're just really expensive. And if you're just trying to find like a really cheap truck camper that's like older, you might have to settle for something like a little bigger like we did.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we went with a truck camper because for one, we'll have an awesome truck after this. For two, we'll have an awesome camper after this. We can take this camper off on some land and we can live in the camper and still drive the truck around.
We won't have to sell our vehicle at the end of this to get a vehicle vehicle that we need.
Right.
If we had a van, we would probably have to do that. But
Right. Especially a converted van.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be good for putting a bunch of tools in it. But if we have this truck afterwards, we have a truck bed that's completely ready to go.
And that's something that we need for our future.
Right.
So.
Just kind of guitar. And this is where we do creative space, stuff like that. And just look at this view.
I was going to say, the nice thing about the truck camper, like versus a van, for 2 people, we have all of this living room space. And our bed is over the cab of our truck. Whereas like with a van, a bed like takes up a lot of the space. And then that cuts down on your living space. So it's a lot more cramped. But this is like, we have like a whole full living room, so it makes it like a lot easier to spend time in our rig and not get like super like over it.
The little tour of our truck camper. If you guys want to know more, see more, learn more about kind of that genre or little things off of that, then let us know. Otherwise, we will see you guys in the next video. And this was the truck camper tour.